All right, man, peace. So as most of you brothers who follow the NBA know, the rivalry between the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers is very deep, it's very bitter. And when they have to wage a contest over anything, whether it be the NBA Finals or a prominent free agent or a top-notch player, it's going to be very, very vitriolic. Now, Paul Pierce has ties to both the Los Angeles area as well as the Boston Celtics. But he makes it very clear that his allegiance is with Boston, because he's going to state that in his view, the door has shut for the Lakers when it comes to the notion that they still have a chance of acquiring Anthony Davis. Of course, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
We recommended Brian Windhorst's column on the Lakers' pursuit of Anthony Davis before we went to break. So we're really looking at, do you think the Lakers' window to get AD has closed? Because
the answer is no. Their window is still open. They will have an opportunity in the offseason.
Because you know your Celtics will be in the bidding for him this summer.
I do think it's closed because, for one, if they can't trade for him this summer, then he goes another year in New Orleans, I think the window closes all around for the Lakers.
Well, let me say this very quickly. I cannot say for sure that the window has closed for the Lakers to acquire Anthony Davis because I'm not quite sure that it was ever truly open in the first place. I think that the Pelicans, as well as the majority of the Western Conference teams in the NBA, had a good laugh watching Magic Johnson and the Lakers truly believe that they had a chance to acquire him in the first place. There's no way in the world, if Dell Demps is within his proper frame of mind, that he would trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers or any other Western Conference team. Either you stay here and you suffer, or we send you to an Eastern Conference team and you can spend the next year with them. It's up to you.
Because if you have to wait another year to when he gets free agency to get him on the Lakers with LeBron, he's another year older.
That's the point. That's why the Lakers, Clutch Sports, and LeBron James put such an onus on trying to acquire Anthony Davis right now. Keep in mind, LeBron does not really think that they have a chance to win a championship this year, even if they would have been able to acquire Anthony Davis. But it would have expedited that process of assimilation, the synergy that LeBron knows he would need to create with Anthony Davis to possibly form a team that would have a chance of defeating the Warriors or whatever other prominent Western Conference teams there are. So that was the reason why they were trying to rush to get Anthony Davis, not to win a championship this year, but, to expedite, to accelerate that process of growing together that LeBron James knows is so very, very, very important.
And I just think the whole window of having him with LeBron is over with.
That's my same argument. Like, why would I want to go and play if I can't play with LeBron James next season and I have to go another year where LeBron will probably be 35, 36?
Turning 36 in that December.
Why? I'd be 26, 27 years old.
Easy, because Anthony Davis is a fanboy of LeBron James. Now, we know, just thinking rationally, that in all reality, Anthony Davis, if he's going to seek out greener pastures, it should probably be elsewhere because, number one, LeBron James is not the best winner of this era. Number two, he'd be better off in the Eastern Conference where, even though the Eastern Conference has gotten better, it's still very top-heavy. And the Western Conference is not that top-heavy because you really only have the Golden State Warriors as a great team. But there are so many pretty good to good teams in the Western Conference. It'd be very difficult for Anthony Davis to lead a team that could climb that ladder. And teaming up with LeBron is not going to get it done. I'm telling you, LeBron James is on the other side of the mountain. He's still very potent offensively, but defensively, he's nowhere near as good as he once was. And then on top of that, he's still trying to recover from that sports hernia.
I want to play with somebody that's my age and, has 5 to 8 year run that I can go with.
That means Kyrie Irving. That means Kevin Durant. So that is who Anthony Davis should be trying to link up with on the New York Knicks.
And look, I don't think the Lakers are going to be able to hold out that long. They would have to hold a max salary slot for Anthony Davis in 2020, which means they'd have to do another season, not just this season where they had to have all these guys on 1 years, right?
So Rachel Nichols, the true question that begs to be asked is why did LeBron James go to the Lakers in the first place if he knew that he was going to have to wipe out the entire team and hope to acquire a high caliber player whose contract had not even ended yet? That tells me that he went to LA for reasons other than basketball. It's very obvious. And I've already laid it out in part 1 of LA Bron Heads to Hollywood.
Like Lance Stevenson and Rajon Rondo and everything, they'd have to do that all over again next season to keep holding the cap space open for Anthony Davis in 2020. I can't see why that would make sense for them either. Brian in a column was saying, look, if the Lakers didn't have the assets at the trade deadline to trade for AD, maybe they can try to get them, trade other teams, sort of like the Clippers made this trade with Philly. They got...
Right, but at what point does Magic Johnson start to look pathetically desperate? Nobody wants to help someone who's desperate, other than a family member. The more desperate you look, the less people want to help you, especially if you're not desperate in a way that's life-threatening. When people see somebody who's desperate and it's not in a life-threatening way, it's a natural inclination to reel back and abhor them and be like, what's wrong with this person?
They got more assets in, and then now maybe in the Anthony Davis trade conversations. I don't know, man. I think the Pelicans told you. The Pelicans told. It's like he's just not that into you. The Pelicans told you they do not want to deal with you. They do not like your young assets. I don't think it's happening for them, right?
Very simple. That's why I say the door is not closed. The window is not closed because it was never open in the first place.
Right?
With LeBron James, I don't necessarily think he needs AD. Like, they could go out and get a guy like a Bradley Beal, who I've been saying, if they could trade for somebody like Bradley Beal, who is going to have...
Well, really, Klay Thompson would be perfect with LeBron James. He'd be the perfect fit. The question is, does Klay Thompson want to team up with LeBron? Now, one chip that might be in LeBron James's favor when it comes to Klay Thompson is that he has recently linked up with this female actress from that film Black Klansman. I believe that her name is Lauren Harrier. I know her last name is Harrier. I can't remember what her first name is. Now, according to reports, Klay Thompson flies down to LA whenever he can to see her. So it's a possibility, or there's a possibility that Klay Thompson might be willing to relocate to be closer to his woman. And in the process of doing that, he might just say, I'll sign with the Lakers. So that's something for brothers to watch for.
Pretty much a wasted season next year because his best player is out pretty much all next year. Go and see if you could get Bradley Beal and have Bradley Beal on your roster with LeBron James and with this cast of, players.
LeBron James is becoming that hood rat chick who loves to deal with LeBron James is so much becoming that hood rat chick who loves to deal with low-level dudes so that when the relationship doesn't work, she has somebody to blame. He had the opportunity to go sign with San Antonio in the offseason. Supposedly, all of LeBron James' biggest fanboys, they say LeBron has never been able to play under a great coach. He had the opportunity to, if that truly was a priority for him. He chose to go sign with the Lakers, a team that had Luke Walton as coach. Luke Walton was not a new coach, so he can't use the David Blatt excuse that, that was the coach that they hired who just happened to be there. He already knew that Luke was there. He already knew that their assets were very young and inexperienced. So it's very clear that LeBron James wanted to go into that environment for a whole other reason other than basketball. And he knew that signing with a team with such young and inexperienced players would allow him an excuse should he fall flat on his face. Should he fall flat on his face.
Players that are going to be a year better, and these shooters, that's what you need. But
that's not the home run they're looking for. This is a championship window.
AD is not a home run.
Well,
Paul Pierce, this is not a championship window for LeBron. There is no window for LeBron James. He needs so much to happen for him to have the opportunity to win another championship. This is not a championship window. This is a championship crack. Like, the window is cracked right now for LeBron. It's not open.
AD would have been a home run, but he's not coming.
With LeBron more so than Bradley Beal. He's just a piece. You would have to get Bradley Beal and AD if you're seriously talking about taking advantage of LeBron's last years and competing for a championship,
and that would be a pretty good mix because Bradley Beal could kind of sort of approximate Dwayne Wade, except he'd be a better outside shooter than Dwayne Wade was. He's not as good a penetrator or finisher as Dwayne Wade, but he's a better pure outside shooter. And AD would be Chris Bosh 2.0. He'd be a better version of Chris Bosh.
Paul, I just don't know who else. I just don't know who else you're getting. Like, I find it hard to believe that KD would come join up with him this summer. I find it hard to believe the Golden State Warriors are going to lowball Klay Thompson and let him go to the Lakers. I find it hard to believe Kyrie.
Unless Klay Thompson is thinking with his low balls. That's a possibility. Once again, watch out for that. Once again, watch out for that because he is dating that actress and he does have to constantly commute to LA to see her.
Kyrie would come all the way back cross country to play with LeBron again. I'm just wondering who you are getting to come, and if AD is sort of out the window, then maybe you have to start.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard is a possibility. I don't know how you...
Right, but why would Kawhi want to go play with LeBron James? Their games do not fit well together at all. Their games do not complement one another at all. And that's almost like two diametrically opposed personalities. LeBron James, he courts toxicity, he loves attention, and Kawhi is the opposite. Kawhi is not even on social media.
I don't know how you guys feel about Boogie Cousins. He will probably want max money this summer, and how
that would be a big shit show. That's what that would be.
And how that would end up. So there's
that would not be the move. That would be a big ass shit show.
There's guys out there, but it's a different landscape than it was. Speaking of Bradley.
But anyway, that's basically it on that. We'll see how things go. I just want to make a video about this because Paul Pierce basically let it be known that he's hoping that the Lakers window is closed. But I agree with him to a degree because I don't think that it was ever open. So peace.